From Victory Field in Watertown, Massachusetts, this is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Tonight it's the Lexington Blue Sox with a record of 4-3, taking on the Watertown Reds with a record of 6-3. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. Back in the saddle a little earlier than expected after a week-long hiatus as I was on vacation in Las Vegas. Made a little bit of money, in case you were wondering. Anyways, the Blue Sox 4-3, stuck in neutral a little bit right now, and they are facing the Reds for the second time this season. The last time out, they lost 4-1 to the last time against the Reds. They lost 4-1 in a game that was a gem thrown by Watertown Reds pitcher Bill Sullivan, who threw a complete game effort, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 14 strikeouts. And guess who the Blue Sox have to face tonight again? Bill Sullivan. Sullivan is in his just his second season with the Reds and has already compiled an impressive 7-0-1 record with a sub-1 ERA. Last year, he got a 2-0 record in the regular season against the Blue Sox and allowed no earned runs in 14 innings. It was on July 12th and July 27th of last year, and also pitched one game against the Blue Sox in the postseason, and again got the win. A complete game, 4-hitter with 1 run allowed and 6 strikeouts, but he did walk 5 in that game. So Bill Sullivan, a combined 4-0 against the Blue Sox in his young intercity league career, and he takes them out again tonight for the Reds. Blue Sox will be in their Carolina blue jerseys with the navy blue caps with the DA decal on them and white pants. Reds will be in the home red jerseys with reds across the front and white script, white numbers on the back, and a new red, white, and red pinwheel cap with the curly W on the front. We'll give you the starting lineups in a little bit as Joe Chiodo is finishing the rounds on the I.O. right now. Take this time to let you know that advertising opportunities are available on Local Sports Productions. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. I will take a timeout for one ad, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups and the first pitch. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. It's a little bit humid and warm here tonight at Victory Field as we're getting a little bit of a late start. 76 degrees and cloudy as we get started. And for those of you who wanted to know, the Celtics just took Jason Tatum from Duke with the number 3 pick in the NBA draft. Markelle Fultz and Alonzo Ball, as expected, going 1-2. To the Sixers and Lakers. So the Reds have taken the field. And the Reds, interesting to note, as you look at the season stats for some of the better teams in the league, like Watertown, Lexington, and Andre are 5, 6, and 7 in the league in team batting average right now. The Reds are only hitting at 244. The Blue Sox only hitting at 225 right now. But the pitching, on the other hand, has been phenomenal for these teams. And, of course, pitching is what ends up winning championships. Chiefs, Blue Sox, and Reds 1-2-3 in the ICL in team ERA, with the Blue Sox coming in at 1.75 and the Reds coming in at 1.98. Aaron Barboza will lead things off for the Blue Sox once Bill Sullivan is done with his warm-up tosses. Bill Sullivan will be joined in the battery by Craig Corliss. And one player to keep an eye on in the field and at the plate is a man who, for the Reds, is a man who has really developed into one of the best all-around players in the ICL in the past couple of years, and that's Will Brennan. He's at shortstop number 11. And Brennan, you know, in addition to his offensive prowess, can play almost anywhere in the field. I've seen him play first, second, short, and the outfield. Sullivan making his third start of the season. 2-0, 12 innings pitched, 1.17 ERA, 7 hits, 2 runs, both of which are earned, walked 1, and struck out 19. It's going to be Barboza or is it going to be Sway leading it off? I saw Barboza closer to the plate, but it looks like it's going to be Sway leading off. Sway Feliciano. All right, it is going to be Josue Feliciano, who is in his third season with the Blue Sox and a former Watertown Red in his own right. Sway playing in his third game, only has 4 at-bats, but has 2 hits in those at-bats, both of which are singles, and has laid down and has had 1 sacrifice hit. Sway was 2 for 3 against Melrose on opening night, and then got an at-bat in the last game against Andre on June 19th, and that's been it for Sway's plate appearances this season. Sway only played in 2 games last year due to injury, and did not have any at-bats, no plate appearances at all in those games. Came in only defensively. Well, Sway's now moving back to the dugout. I was not given the Blue Sox lineup before the game, so... Oh, my God. All right, so it actually is going to be Aaron Barboza leading off. My apologies, folks. So, after all that, Barboza will actually be leading off. Barboza hitting 167 with 2 walks, no RBIs, 1 stolen base, 2 hits and 12 at-bats, 3 runs scored. Barboza standing in from the left side, the northeastern product, and now Sullivan having a little conversation with the umpire. Sullivan with the abbreviated wind in the first pitch at 7:55. That misses outside for ball 1, and it pops out of the mitt of Corliss. And Barboza skies this one into center field. In comes Kyle Levine, and he makes the catch for a 2-pitch out number 1. And now Josue Feliciano will come to bat. Sway standing in from the right side. playing in his 3rd game of the season and getting his 5th plate appearance. And he takes inside ball 1 from Sullivan. Again, Blue Sox in the Carolina Blues and Watertown in red. The pitch, and that's popped up into foul ground, straddling and then coming into foul territory is Dan Chasen, and another 2-pitch out. So very efficient is Sullivan as he gets through the first 2 batters with ease, and that'll bring up Ross Curley. Ross off to a slow start this season, 158, no RBIs, 3 hits, all of which are singles, 2 walks. Sullivan with the pitch, righty against righty, and that misses inside, ball 1. So it's the same formula, miss inside to the righty or outside to the lefty the first pitch, and then second pitch fly out, it seems. Well, let's see what Ross does here. He takes on the inside corner, 1-1, although from here that looked to be in about the same spot as the ball. Infield playing back, although the second baseman is a little bit behind the second base bag, as Ross lines this one up the middle through for a base hit. So on a 1-1 pitch, Ross gets aboard with his 4th hit of the season. Ups his average to 200 with that. And that'll bring up Julian Alvarez. Alvarez batting .294, no homers, 3 RBIs, 5 hits and 17 at-bats, 1 double and 2 walks. And he has not struck out this season, but as Ross dives back safely after a pickoff attempt. Misspoke. No, I was right. Alvarez, no strikeouts, 2 walks thus far. Another check of Curley. That was a little closer. Rotate the mound, as they say. And that runs way inside and forces Alvarez to hit the deck. And that did hit him, says the home plate umpire. Says it grazed his batting helmet, and thank God for the helmet. So Alvarez is aboard. So first and second, 2 out. And that'll bring up Taylor Ferguson. Some disagreement from Bill Sullivan and Craig Corliss over whether that actually hit Alvarez, but to no avail. Ferg batting .278, 1 homer and 3 RBIs. He has 5 hits in 18 at-bats. That 1 homer is his only extra base hit. Ferg is second on the team in RBIs. Nobody has more than 4 RBIs for the Blue Sox this season. Team leader is Alex Wojtek with 4. And a breaking ball misses inside. Ball 1 to Ferg. Wojtek not in the lineup tonight, however. The pitch on the outside corner to the righty Ferguson, 1-1. So we have the full lineup for Lexington for you, and it's Barboza, Feliciano, Curley, Alvarez, Ferguson, Dorian Rojas in the lineup tonight, Thomas Russo, Jeff Costello, and Derlin Tejeda. Ryan Filipowicz on the mound for the Blue Sox. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to that one, and it's 1-2. For Watertown, the lineup is Levine, Santos Ocampo, Brennan, Chasen, Lanzilli, Samco, Corliss, Palazzola, Kelly, and as mentioned, Sullivan on the mound. The 1-2 with 2 runners on. Here it is. That runs inside. Sullivan missing inside to right-handed batters quite a bit here in the early going. Sullivan's thrown 12 pitches, 7 for balls thus far. Curley at second, Alvarez at first. Sullivan comes set. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him to chase one downstairs, and the side is retired. So, single and hit batsman, 2 out, amount to nothing, and after half an inning, it is the Blue Sox nothing and the Reds coming up. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So Ryan Filipowicz on the mound for the Blue Sox tonight. 1-0 with 1 save and a 1.17 ERA. In 6 innings of work, he's allowed 5 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. Got the start in that big 13-1 win over Somerville on June 8th, and then registered the save this past Sunday against Reading. So here's Kyle Levine, the fastest man in the Intercity League, who has had more stolen bases than most teams in some seasons in his ICL career. As he takes down and in ball 1, Levine standing in from the left side. 1-0 from Filipowicz to the speedster Levine. That's on the inside corner for strike 1. Levine's batting average on base percentage, batting average especially, came down considerably last year, as that misses 2-1. But his on base percentage is impressive. For example, he's only batting 167, but he's drawn 11 walks, and as such has been able to score steal 8 bases and score 10 runs. But he is thrown out by Jeff Costello here on a grounder to second as Costello flips over to Sway, and that takes a huge threat off the bases, and that is out number 1. So here's strike 1 to Santos Ocampo. And he takes ball 1 outside 1-1. I misspoke. That was Dorian Rojas at second. Costello is in right. The defensive alignment for the Blue Sox left to right is in the outfield is Barboza, Ferguson, and Costello. As this is driven deep to left field. Hooking foul. Third to first in the infield, Russo, Curley, Rojas, and Feliciano. And Tejeda catching Filipowicz. Filipowicz with the 1-2, and this is popped up into foul ground. Feliciano camping under it, and he makes the catch. 2 down. So that'll bring up Will Brennan, getting the start shortstop tonight. Brennan off to a fantastic start. .345, 2 homers, 12 RBIs, a slugging percentage of .690, and an OPS of .1084. He has 2 doubles and 1 triple in addition to those 2 home runs. And the pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. Below the knees, 1-1 to Brennan. Brennan last year batted .430 with 3 homers and 24 RBIs, all of which were career highs. That's on the outside corner, 2 strikes. Brennan tied career highs last year in doubles and triples, at the career high in homers, RBIs, and average, as that pops out of Derlin's mitt. 2-2. Brennan is in his 6th season with the Reds. And he takes down and in, 3-2. Derlin tried to frame it there, but to no avail. Dan Chasen on deck. Check swing, outside, ball 4, and Brennan works a walk after being down 1-2. So here's the power hitting Dan Chasen. Chasen getting the start at first base tonight. Chasen bagged .296 with 1 homer and 9 RBIs. 3 doubles as well. As that's in there for strike 1. Chasen in his 8th season with the Reds has 111 career RBIs. Clips the 100. Got to the 100 mark at the end of last year as that swung on and missed 0-2. Also has 138 career hits. A career .271 hitter. The pitch, runner bluffs off of first, and it's fouled off. Jason's played catcher, first base, and third base in his career with the Reds. The pitch ran inside, and Chasen fouled it off. Filipowicz comes set, and the pitch driven deep to left, but again hooking foul. Jason is a threat to strike out. He struck out 114 times in 509 career Intercity League at-bats. In his first season with the Reds in 2010, he struck out 20 times in 62 at-bats, struck out 20 times and had only 11 hits that season. Check on the runner at first and back safely is Brennan. Another throw to first, and another close play, but Brennan is back. Similar to Curley in the top half of this inning. Third check in a row. That one was a little more favorable for Brennan. Jason's been hit by pitches 24 times in his career, including a career-high 6 in 2014. Runner goes, and once again, skied foul to the left and out of play. Runner does not go this time, and it's swung on, missed, strike 3. And nothing comes of the 2-out walk. After 1 complete, Blue Sox nothing, Reds nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want local sports productions to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Video broadcasts also available. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So Dorian Rojas will lead things off. In the top of the second, to be followed by Thomas Russo and Jeff Costello. Rojas going to start second base tonight, which is a little bit of a surprise. He's played the outfield and first base and DH for the Blue Sox. I believe this is his first career start at second for the Blue Sox. Rojas getting his first at-bat of the season here. Bill Sullivan winds and delivers. And this is sky deep to center field. Back goes Levine, and it is out of his reach. Rojas is on to second. I thought he had that for a minute, but Rojas leads off the top of the second with a first pitch double deep to center, the deepest part of the ballpark, where there's a fence anyways. So welcome back, D. Rojas with his first double in the regular season since July 26, 2015. And that'll bring up Thomas Russo. The pitch on the outside corner with an off-speed pitch to Russo for strike 1. Russo batting .333 with 2 RBIs. And this is second season with the Blue Sox. And he swings and misses at a pitch well down and away for strike 2. Russo had his first career extra base hit with the Blue Sox back on June 8th against Somerville. He reaches for that one and fouls it into the screen. It remains 0-2. Last year he was, what you call a professional hitter. 27 hits and 85 at-bats, a .318 average. All singles. Drew 12 walks as well. Had 14 walks as well and had 12 RBIs. My mistake. Sullivan comes set. And the pitch to the lefty. Check swing. He went around, says the home plate umpire, and that is strike 3. So 1 down, still a runner at second. That'll bring up Jeff Costello. Costello having a phenomenal start to the season, leading the team in batting average at .400 with 1 RBI and 3 steals. Breaking ball drops in on the outside corner for strike 1. That hung a while, but given its placement, that's not much you could do with it. You might just roll it over to the third baseman. Rojas at second after the first pitch double. He runs to third. Pitch is a grounder, and they're going to tag out Rojas through to first. Is in time for the double play to end the inning. The hit and run is snuffed out on the 5-3 double play, and the inning is over after 1.5. Blue Sox nothing, Reds nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. So Mike Samko to Dan Chasen for that inning-ending double play. It was not the result you expect on a hit and run, as Costello got jammed on the pitch inside, and it was chopped right to the third baseman, Samko, who tagged Rojas, was walking right up to him on that hit and run, and threw on to first to get the speedy Costello. So here's Chris Lanzilli as he takes strike 1. Lanzilli is the left fielder, and he takes strike 2, 0-2. Lanzilli is only playing his second game with the Reds this season. He was 1 for 2 with a strikeout on yesterday, actually, against Andre, as he fouls that one off. This is popped up. Look out. That had an interesting trajectory. Thankfully, it landed behind the press deck and not on my computer or anything. As that is outside. 1-2 the count. Flip delivers, and this is popped up a mile high again. Is this going to get out of play? Yes, it is. Bounces off the top of the Reds' dugout. As that misses just outside 2-2. Filipowicz has thrown He's quickly approaching 30 pitches, and he hasn't gotten an out here in the second inning. As that's fouled away again. Next pitch will be Flip's 30th. Here it is. Swing, ties him up inside for a swing and a miss. So Lanzilli is down on strikes. Second straight strikeout for Flip, and that'll bring up Mike Samko, the third baseman. As that's on the outside corner of the lefty, Samko for strike one. Samko is playing in his 8th straight game after missing the first 2 for the Reds. He's batting .300 with 2 RBIs. That catches the outside corner as well. 0-2. All 6 of Samko's hits are singles. The pitch, this is a soft liner into left center, and it's out of the reach of Curley. So Samko is aboard. I just glanced off the glove of Curley. What a tough break there on a 2-strike pitch. Could have easily been a easy second out, but instead runner on first, 1 out. And that'll bring up Craig Corliss, as that'll be a single for Samko. And it just misses to Corliss for ball 1, I should say. Check on the runner at first, and after the dive in by Samko, Sway leapfrogged him. Corliss playing in his 10th out of a possible 10 games this season with the Reds. Another check at first, safe. He's batting .241 with 3 RBIs, 7 hits, 1 double. This is Corliss' first season with the Reds, as that's fouled off to make it 1-1. Corliss, and then Jordan Palazzola, the former Andre Chief, is on deck. That's fouled into the screen, 1-2. And time is called by Corliss, as it looks like he has something in his eye. Flip comes set. The pitch runs too far inside. 2-2. Runner goes, pitches a called third strike. The throw down is going to skip away from Curley, but it's backed up by Rojas. So it'll be a stolen base for Samko with the strikeout, and there are 2 down. So Palazzola will swing at the first pitch and foul it off for strike 1. Palazzola playing in his 3rd game for the Reds. 0 for 4 with a run scored, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Palazzola had a huge first half for the Chiefs last year, but then cooled off considerably after the All-Star break. Swing and a miss by Jordan, and it's 0-2. Samko in scoring position. With 2 outs, the pitch Fouled off. Blue Sox have had 2 runners get to second base. This is the first runner in scoring position for the Reds. Blue Sox have left 3. Reds have left 1 thus far. On the outside corner, strike 3 called, and Palazzolo goes down. Strikeout number 4. For Ryan Filipowicz. After 2 complete, Blue Sox nothing, Reds nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/LexingtonBlueSox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. So we go to the top of the third with the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up: Derlin Tejeda, Aaron Barboza, and Josue Feliciano. Ryan Filipowicz has thrown 42 pitches through the first 2 innings. And there is already action in the Blue Sox bullpen. So here's Derlin Tejeda. Tejeda, playing in his 5th game of the season, is batting .250, 2 for 8 with 2 runs scored and 1 RBI. Interesting to note, both his hits are doubles. He's not going to get a double on that pitch, as that's a off-speed pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Derlin's been kind of a recruiter for Rick DeAngelis and the Blue Sox. He's gotten some Fisher College players to join the Blue Sox this year, such as Kelvin Guzman. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Sullivan has thrown just 22 pitches through 2+, much more efficient than Filipowicz. Sullivan winds and delivers. Just barely getting a piece of that breaking ball was Derlin, and it remains 0-2. Again, Tejeda, then Barboza and Feliciano, and if anybody gets on, Curley. Blue Sox have left 3 thus far. Including 2 runners in scoring position. And he swings and misses that one for strike 3. 3rd strikeout for Sullivan, and that is the first time through the order for the Blue Sox. Now it turns over for Aaron Barboza, who's 0 for 1. Flew out to center, leading off the ball game. First pitch to him from Sullivan is upstairs for ball 1. And Barboza skies this one foul to the left and out of play to even the count at 1. Barboza, Ricky Andrews was telling me before the season, he's got a lot of speed. As that's outside, 2-1. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much opportunity to flaunt it. Only has 2 hits and 12 at-bats. Has drawn 2 walks. Is 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts this season. Hopefully, he will get on base a little more and show those wheels. The stolen base game was not much of the Blue Sox, not a big part of the Blue Sox offense the past couple of years. As I was in there, 4 strike 2. Last year they had the fewest stolen bases as a team in the Intercity League by one team since the 2006 Andre Chiefs. As Barboza flips this one down the left field line and diving and unable to make the catch in foul territory is Samko. So Barboza putting up a fight here in this at-bat, which is more than can be said for most of his teammates thus far. Finally making Sullivan work. The 2-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pitch down and away. Barboza down on strikes. 4 strikeouts for Sullivan. 2 in a row. And 3 of the last 4. And that'll bring up Josue Feliciano to try and prolong the inning. Sway is 0 for 1. Flew out to the first baseman, Chasen, in the first in foul territory. And that ties him up inside for strike 1. Big gap in left center for Sway if he can stroke one that way. As he takes a breaking ball up and away for ball 1 to even the count. There's also a good amount of room down the left field line, and keep in mind that Sway is a right-handed batter, as he goes the other way with this one, and it's popped up behind the first base bag. Chasen makes the catch, and so much for that. The inning is over. After 2.5, it is still the Blue Sox nothing and the Reds nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball on LSP continues Saturday afternoon at 5:40 p.m. when the Blue Sox host the Wakefield Merchants as part of the annual Jerry DeAngelis Intercity League Day of Baseball. Listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube. Here is Kevin Kelly as he takes strike one from Ryan Filipowicz to lead off the bottom of the third. 9-1-2. Due up for the Reds. This is chopped down the third base line, and it's 0-2. Kelly in his first season with the Reds, 1 for 4 to this point in the season with 1 strikeout and 1 single as that's fouled off again. This is only the second game Kelly has played this season for the Reds. The first was on June 19th against Melrose. Flip winds and delivers the 0-2 again, and that misses outside, 1-2. For the Blue Sox, it's been a little bit of a pattern here for the opening to the season. As that swung on, missed, strike 3, another strikeout for Flip. Make that 5 Ks through the first time through the order. And the lineup turns over for the speedster Kyle Levine. The Blue Sox have gone loss, 2 wins, loss, 2 wins, loss. So we're trying to start a longer winning streak here tonight against Watertown as Kyle Levine takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Levine grounded out to second, his first time up, leading off the bottom of the first. That's in the dirt. Or the turf, I should say. This is an all-turf field with the exception of the pitcher's mound. 1-1. Levine. And then Casey Santos Ocampo. As that misses outside, 2-1. If anybody gets on, the dangerous Will Brennan. Levine ahead 2-1. The pitch. This is chopped to second. Rojas on a hop. Fires onto first in time. Levine blazing down that line, but beat him by a couple of steps. And I'll bring up Casey Santos Ocampo in his first season with the Reds. Well, for one, popped up to sway in foul territory in the first. Thinking about bunting his way on, pulls back, and it gets away from Derlin for ball 1. And this is grounded on a hop to Dorian. He throws on to first. Dorian's been making some good plays there at second base. Thrown out Levine a couple of times. Handles that hot shot to second on a short hop. The inning is over. After 3 complete, still Blue Sox nothing, Reds nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email Sam at localsportsproductions.com for more information. So the heart of the order due up for the Blue Sox as both teams trying to dent these pitchers. We've got a good pitchers duel going on through 3. 0-2-0 for Lexington, 0-1-0 for Watertown. Ross Curley will lead things off here in the top of the 4th. Curley had the first hit for the Blue Sox. A single in the first. As that skips to the plate, ball 1. Curley was stranded at second in that first inning. The first of 2 batters for the Blue Sox to get to scoring position. The 1-0 from Sullivan. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 2-0. And a rare sight here, a good hitter's count for the Blue Sox against Sullivan, who again is 4-0 in his career, including the postseason against the Blue Sox. Has grounded down the third baseline and foul to make it 2-1. Sullivan has thrown 36 pitches through 3+. Meanwhile, Filipowicz is a shade under 60 through 3. The wind and the pitch from Sullivan. Swing and a miss and a pitch on the outside corner, 2-2. Curley, Alvarez, Ferguson, if anybody gets on, Rojas. And just barely getting a piece of that one was Curley. Still 2-2. Foul ball, a swing and a miss, and another foul ball for Curley. Ahead 2-0, but now Christopher, right, Sullivan is even with him. The shortstop, Brennan, is... This is a shift on Curley. Hardly ever see shifts in the Intercity League. As that's fouled into the screen, Ross putting together a good at-bat here. You got the second baseman, Kelly, directly behind the second base bag. And the shortstop, just a few feet to the left of the third baseman, Samko, who's guarding the line. The 2-2 once again. Popped up on the infield, chasing, camping under it, and makes the squeeze for out number 1. So I'll bring up Julian Alvarez, who got hit with the first pitch he saw in the first inning. Clipped his helmet, but obviously not bad, didn't hurt him at all. He just hit the deck and then went to first. Sullivan winds and delivers. Breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 1. Alvarez's knees buckled a little bit at that one, following that one into the zone. That misses outside, 1-1. Sullivan's been using the off-speed stuff most of this game, hasn't been racking up those strikeouts with the fastballs. The line of the pitch to the former Padres farmhand. Into left center field, and this will be caught by the shortstop Brennan for out number 2 as he throws it over to Kelly and it gets away from him. 2 up, 2 down, and it's up to Taylor Ferguson to prolong the inning. He struck out his first time up. You know, for a game that's only had 3 hits through the first 3+ innings, it's not the fastest moving game that we've seen in such conditions. Breaking ball misses above the strike zone for ball 1. Ferguson could have cranked that one if it was a little bit lower, but let it go. The pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. A lot of room to left center for Ferguson. Takes the strike, 1-2. Sullivan's curveball. Haven't been able to measure it, it seems. 1-2 to Ferg. Here it is. There's a fastball. It skips to the plate, and it's 2-2. Don't know why you would throw a fastball like that on 1-2, that low. Dorian Rojas on deck. Sullivan accepts the sign and the pitch, and that hit him. The second hit batsman of the game for Sullivan. And Rojas, if he can stroke another one into the gap, could give the Blue Sox the lead. Rojas with a double in this first at-bat of the season, his last time up. Rojas had a down regular season last year, but was a playoff hero for the Blue Sox last year. And that's a breaking ball on the inside corner for strike one. Rojas flinched a little bit at that and then wondered, was that really a strike? Thought that was going to come in and clip him as well. Ferguson, small lead at first. And the pitch in the turf, blocked by Corliss, and it's 1-1. Next offering, runs inside, and that nearly got away from Corliss again. Corliss was setting up outside, and he had to go way to his left to prevent that one from going to the backstop. So 2-1 the count to Rojas. And he chops this one to third. Samko on a hop, sets, fires to first. A little bit of a high throw, but Chasen hauls it in, and the side is retired. Blue Sox have left 4 through 4. After 3.5, we're halfway home. It is the Blue Sox nothing and the Reds nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want local sports productions to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Video broadcasts also available. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Well, for those of you NBA draft watchers, or NBA watchers in general, apparently the Celtics and Pacers have started to talk about a possible deal for Paul George, according to Woj and Gary Washburn. As we get back to Interstate League Baseball action, this is skied down the right field line by Will Brennan, and that will get into the football bleachers for strike one. Brennan drew a walk his first time up. It'll be Brennan, Chasen, and Lanzilli, the heart of the order, due up here for the Reds. Against Filipowicz, who has 5 strikeouts, but his pitch count is up there. Pitch to Brennan is chopped up the middle, and this will be out of the reach of Curley for a base hit. And Brennan is aboard for the second time tonight. So that'll bring up Dan Chasen. He has power. He can break this scoreless tie with one swing of the bat. You know that. And Chasen foul tips that one into Derlin's mitt for strike one. Struck out swinging to end the first. Next offering, on the outside corner, strike two. Sway holding on Brennan at first. The pitch runner does not go, and this is lined down the left field line, and foul. Wow, we've had a lot of hard-hit balls down the left field line, but none of them have really been a danger. They've all hooked foul. So Jason clearly saw that one, just a little out in front of it. Still 2 strikes the count to Chasen. Runner goes. Pitch is looped into center field, and this will get down for a base hit. Brennan is on his way to third, and he will get there safely. He had to hold up a little bit to see that was going to be caught, and they had a good read as it dropped between Rojas and Ferguson and got all the way to third on a bloop single. And that's going to bring Rick DeAngelis out to the mound to have a word with his infield, as the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away. Brennan's got good speed, too. He had a career-high 7 stolen bases in 8 attempts in 2012, and is 8 of his last 9 over the last 3 seasons. So there's action warming in the Blue Sox bullpen, as it'll be Chris Lanzilli coming to the plate. Base hit or a fly ball into the outfield should give the Reds the lead. Even a ground ball double play could do it. Third baseman Russo in. The pitch is swung on miss. Strike one. So what Filipowicz really wants here is a strikeout. Or maybe just a lazy pop fly in the infield. In the turf, blocked by Derlin. No advance by either runner, and it's 1-1. The left fielder Barboza is playing very deep, as that's inside, gets away from Derlin, but he corrals it quickly, and still no advance by the runners, but now the count is 2-1. I was going to say, Barboza is playing very deep in left field, but the center fielder Ferguson, the right fielder Costello, playing more normal depth. Brennan at third, Chasen at first. The 2-1. Chopped over the pitcher. He fields it. He will only have the play to first, as even the double play to second, the force at second was out of the equation, and the Reds take the lead 1-0 on the RBI groundout by Lanzilli. And with that, Chasen moves up to second, so still a runner in scoring position with a run home. That'll bring up Mike Samko, who's 1 for 1. Misses outside, ball 1. 1-0 our score. Reds on top here in the bottom of the 4th. That's outside, 2-0. For Lanzilli, that is his first RBI of the season. That's down and in, 3-0. With the base open, and what, the number 7 hitter on deck? You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. You know, pumping a strike over the heart of the plate, taken all the way by Samko, and it's 3-1. The pitch, way outside, ball 4, first and second, 1 out. And I'll bring up Craig Corliss, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And here comes Dorian to have a word with Flip. And I wonder, with Flip about to throw his 70th pitch through 3 1/3, and action behind him in the bullpen, as that's just outside ball 1, if this is going to be the last inning for Flip. As this is chopped to short, Curley has it, will only place to second, and he gets the force on the middleman. That was a very slow chopper. So it'll be first and third, 2 out on the 6-4 force. And that'll bring up Jordan Palazzola, who does have power, as evidenced by his time with the Andre Chiefs. And he chops this one to short. Curley fields will flip to Dorian. So much for that power. The inning is over. So it could have been a lot worse, but the Reds do take the lead. After 4 complete, Reds 1, Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. Bill Sullivan has allowed just 2 hits through the first 4 innings and is working on another gem against the Blue Sox. Russo, Costello, and Tejeda, the bottom third of the order, due up for the Blue Sox here on the top of the 5th. Breaking ball misses way outside to Thomas Russo, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And Russo grounds this one to the second baseman. Sliding stop by Kelly, and Russo beats it out as it was a one-hop throw to Chasen. So you got to get a rally start any way you can. Sometimes an infield single is just what it takes. That'll bring up Costello. And I think you're going to let him swing the bat here, and if he gets on, I think you're going to see, and a throw to first! And just barely getting back safely is Russo. And I think Costello gets on. I think you're going to see Derlin lay one down. And another throw to first. No tag by Chasen. No advance by the runner, and Costello is going to lay one down. I'm a little surprised by this, as it's fouled off for strike 1. "54 pitches through the first 4+ for Bill Sullivan. Sullivan nods and comes set. And the pitch. Costello lays one down again. It's a good one. It's going to be fielded by the catcher, Corliss. Throw to first. Is not in time. And it's a bunt single for Costello. So first and second. And Darlin's going to go to Rick DeAngelis. Or are we going to have a pinch hitter here? Oh, it's just going to be Barboza picking up the bat. So here's Derlin Tejeda, and I think everybody in the city of Watertown knows he's going to be laying one down here. As the corner infielders are in, rotation play is on. Derlin makes his intentions known, gets it down, a very good one, but it goes foul at the last minute. Looked like he was going to deaden that one in front of home plate, but it just bounced foul down the right field line. So Chasen in at first, Samko in at third. Shortstop Brennan behind the second base bag, and the second baseman Kelly ready to go over to first base. Owen won the count. Derlin squares. Sullivan taking a long time, and now Derlin calls time. Sullivan waiting to see if maybe he can catch the runners napping. Derlin squares. The pitch runs way inside. He spins out of danger, and it's 1-1. Offers at that one, throw down to first. Runner goes from second to third. Costello safe. Russo steals third. Great heads-up base running by Russo. Now the bunt is off, but base hit or a fly ball could tie the game. Even a double play ball could tie the game here. One and two the count. And the pitch. Chopped foul at the dish. Costello at first. Russo at third. Sullivan comes set. And the pitch, runner goes from first. The pitch is grounded down the first base line and foul. Costello bidding for a stolen base there. For Russo, that's his first stolen base of the season. In fact, his first stolen base of his career with the Blue Sox. Still 1-2. The pitch. Upstairs 2-2. Corliss had to pop out of his crouch to haul that one in. Costello inching off of first. And the pitch, runner goes. It is strike three, but Costello does steal second with his fourth swipe of the season, so effectively it's the result they wanted from the outset, but second and third, one out, although not with an actual sacrifice. And that'll bring up Aaron Barboza. Barboza is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and this is going to bring Corliss out to the mound to have a word with Sullivan. The Blue Sox have never defeated Sullivan. 0-3 against him in the regular season and lost one in the postseason last year. Tejeda struck out swinging. 2 stolen bases in that at-bat. Not on the same play either. So Barboza, with good speed on the bases, can give the Blue Sox the lead with a base hit if he can get one into the outfield. However, the infield is in here. Sullivan comes set, and the pitch. And he gets the bunt down. This is a good one down the third base line. Everybody's safe. This game is tied. Beautifully executed squeeze by Aaron Barboza. Just deadened that ball 15 feet down the third base line. And now Josue Feliciano comes to the plate. And you still have good speed on the bases with Costello at third, now Barboza at first. The pitch, and now Sway gets one down the first base line, and he's going to be put out 3 unassisted. Getting to second is Barboza, but Costello holds at third. And Sway, trying to replicate the championship-winning squeeze down the first base line from 2015, is put out 3 unassisted. 2 down, second and third. And it's up to Ross Curley. 3 hits this inning. The shift is on for Curley. And he grounds this one to the left side. Shortstop Brennan has it. Fires on to first in time. And the inning is over. The Blue Sox only get 1 out of it, but at least they tie the game. And after 4.5, it is Blue Sox 1, Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. New pitcher for the Blue Sox is Rob DeFranco, the side-arming right-hander, making his second appearance of the season on June 8th against Somerville. Through one inning of scoreless relief, allowed one hit and struck out one. So the Blue Sox tie the game with small ball in the top half this inning, but had their opportunities to had a couple opportunities to take the lead, but had to settle for just the one. Kevin Kelly will lead things off for the Reds, to be followed by the top of the order, Kyle Levine. And, excuse me, Casey Santos Ocampo. And DeFranco misses outside for ball one to Kelly, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So that closes the book on Flip after 4 innings. That is on the outside corner, strike one. Flip will get a no decision. The pitch, just a bit outside, and it's 2-1. Flip goes 4 innings, allows 3 hits, 2 walks, 1 run, and strikes out 5. That runs inside. Did that hit him? No, it's ball 3. DeFranco comes set. And the pitch. That misses, ball 4. Leadoff man aboard. And with Levine coming up, he could lay one down. And possibly, you know, he could beat one out if he does. Make it first and second. Levine is 0 for 2 thus far. Kelly inching off of first, pretty close. And Levine tries to drag his way on, and he fouls it off for strike one. Russo and Feliciano were prepared for it. Kelly does not have a very big lead at first. The pitch, he squares again, and he offered at it. He missed. Strike two. And that will likely take the bunt out of his hands. It's amazing the sudden decline in Levine's batting average the past couple of years as he swings and misses for strike three. As, you know, in addition to his speed, he's a very good hitter overall, with batted .423 in 2014 and .315 in 2015, but last year batted only .226, and coming into play tonight, he's now batting 3 for 21, 143 after that strikeout. So here's Casey Santos Ocampo, and he calls time. He is 0 for 2 thus far. And DeFranco would love a ground ball here to get the Blue Sox offense back to work with the middle third of the order due up. And he flips one back to DeFranco, fires on to second for one for the force, and that's all they'll get. So the lead runner is retired 2 down, but now that brings up the dangerous Will Brennan. Brennan has been on board both times he's been up tonight. Once with a base hit, once with a walk, and has scored what is thus far Watertown's only run. And with one of the best hitters in the ICL right now coming to the plate, Rick DeAndres is going to have a word with DeFranco and Tejeda. There's two pitchers warming for the Blue Sox right now. Can't tell you the jersey numbers from here. So here's Brennan standing in the tall left-handed batter. And as such, Rojas is going to swing well to the right side, well to the left side of second base. That's down and in, ball one. For what it's worth, Santos Ocampo is 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts this season, and he's got a decent lead on Feliciano there. And that's on the outside corner, 1-1. Brennan, 2 homers and 12 RBIs. And he chops this one to the right side. Rojas has it. Flips on to Feliciano, who went off the bag to try and cut off the play first, but then he's scrambled back to the bag to take the throw from Rojas for the out that retires the side. After 5 complete, Blue Sox 1, Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Blue Sox baseball on LSP continues Saturday afternoon at 5:40 p.m. when the Blue Sox host the Wakefield Merchants as part of the Intercity League Day of Baseball. This watch or listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube. Sullivan still out there for inning number 6, and why not after working out of that jam last inning. But he's got the heart of the middle third of the order due up. Alvarez, Ferguson, and Rojas. Alvarez 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch. Sullivan with the full windup and the pitch. That's low for ball 1 as Jules checked his swing there. Breaking ball still working nicely for Sullivan. Got to keep it low here. Can't let one leak out over the heart of the plate against this guy. Fastball inside, and it's 2-0. Good amount of room down the left field line for Alvarez if he can pull one. And he will just drive this one deep to left. Back goes Lanzilli, and he makes the catch a couple of feet in front of the scoreboard for the first out. Sounded good off the bat, but it died pretty quickly. And that is a big first out for Sullivan. And that brings up Taylor Ferguson, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Blue Sox. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Reds. Sullivan winds and delivers. Upstairs, ball 1. That runs inside, 2-0. That was a 2-0 pitch that Alvarez flew out on. Let's see what Ferguson can do with this 2-0. Will he get a fastball? And he gets jammed. It's a little blooper into center field. Make a sliding, no catch. Levine can't hang on to it. And Ferguson is aboard. I was dying between Kelly and Levine obviously has the speed to catch up to that one, but he could not secure it. And that'll be a base hit for Ferguson. And now here's Dorian, who doubled his first time up. He's 1 for 2. Ferguson with the lead at first. The pitch. And he skies this one into left center field. Lanzilli and now Levine calling him off. And he makes the catch. Ferguson bluffing off of first. Gets tripped up. Getting back to first and gets back safely without a throw. So first pitch swinging. Rojas is retired. And now here's Russo. Russo scored what is thus far the Blue Sox only run last inning. Two down, runner at first. The pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Middle third of the order due up for the Reds in the bottom of the 6th with Chasen, Lanzilli, and Samko. Runner goes from first. The pitch is a little blooper down the left field line, and this is going to drop in front of the left fielder. Ferguson will hold at third, and on his way to second after losing the ball temporarily was Lanzilli, is Russo. So Samko went out to try and get it. He peeled off because he thought Lanzilli was going to get it. Then Lanzilli stopped short of the ball, and then the ball took a turn on Lanzilli. And that almost gave Ferguson an opportunity to try and score there. He definitely thought about it, but that's a double for Russo, a bloop double. Second and third for Jeff Costello. Costello had a bunt single his last time up. Looking for more of a ringing hit here to try and give the Blue Sox a lead. Two down, 2 runners in scoring position. Top of the 6th. Sullivan taking a while to get the sign from Corliss. Now comes set. And the pitch. On the inside corner for strike 1. As sliding to stop that one from getting away from him as he caught it was Corliss. So Russo with his second double of the season after not having a double at all last year, regular season or postseason. And time is called by Costello. Sullivan with the glove in front of his chin. The pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2, and Costello frustrated at himself for going after that one. Blue Sox have 7 hits tonight, but have left a bunch of runners in scoring position. They left 2 in scoring position last inning. Will they leave 2 here? Infield back. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Sullivan walks the tightrope again. The Blue Sox strand 2 more in scoring position. And after 5.5, it is still the Blue Sox 1 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on Local Sports Productions. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Well, Alex Wojtek has taken over behind the plate for the Blue Sox. And he will catch Rob DeFranco here in the bottom of the 6th as Dan Chasen steps to the plate. 1 for 2 with a strikeout. He chops this one right back to DeFranco, takes a few steps to first, underhands it to Sway. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that is a big change for the Blue Sox, Wojtek coming in, because he at his power will lead off next half inning, to be followed by Barbosa and Feliciano. Now here's Chris Lanzilli. 0 for 2 with an RBI ground out. Drove in the only Reds run thus far back in the 4th. And he fouls that one off for strike 1. Lanzilli and then Samko, and if anybody gets on, Corliss. DeFranco comes set. And the pitch. Chopped foul. Got a piece of him. And Feliciano telling Wojtek to go get it, but home plate umpire said it hit Lanzilli in the box, so foul ball, strike 2. Sullivan's thrown 78 pitches through the first 6 innings, still very efficient. Just a little more than, actually exactly 13 pitches per inning as that's fouled off, and then it'll ricochet off the snack shack. Yep. Still 0-2 to Lanzilli. DeFranco out there for his 2nd inning of relief work with action behind him. The 0-2. Lined into right field, and this will get down in front of Costello for a base hit. That's the first base hit we've really seen back to right field, and Costello got the ball back to the infield quickly, and Feliciano nearly had a play on Lanzilli, but Lanzilli had to dive back into the first base bag after taking a wide turn. So the go-ahead run on first for the Reds, and here's Samko, who is 1 for 1 with a walk. DeFranco looks at first, comes set, and the pitch at the knees, strike 1. $1-7-0 for the Blue Sox, 1-4-0 for the Reds. This is chopped to third. Russo has it. Only play will be to first. And with the stretch, Feliciano retires Samko. So the go-ahead run moves into scoring position in the person of Lanzilli. And now it's up to Craig Corliss to drive him in. Corliss is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The pitch. Slider gets in there for strike one. Infield back, outfield straight away. The pitch. Misses the inside corner. Couldn't bend that one back over the front door. And that's ball one, 1-1. Go-ahead run in scoring position for the Reds after a single and a ground out. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Barbosa way deep in left field. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and a slider way down and away. And that does it for the bottom of the sixth. We go to the top of the seventh. It is still the Blue Sox 1 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want local sports productions to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Video broadcasts also available. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So Bill Sullivan out there for inning number 7. Doesn't look like anyone's warming behind him in the bullpen. And just as Mrs. Wojcik tweeted me asking if Alex was in the game, he will lead off here in the top of the 7th. And Ms. Wojcik just came in defensively and did a great job calling those pitches for DeFranco in the bottom of the 6th, including that wipeout slider that got Corliss to end the bottom of the 6th. So here's Wojcik to lead things off, to be followed by Barbosa and Feliciano, the top of the order. Wojcik batting .400 with 1 homer, 1 double, and 4 RBIs to start the season. Sullivan's still digging into the rubber a little bit, taking a while to get the sign from Corliss, but now here he comes. And Wojcik pops this one up on the infield. Second baseman Kelly has it, out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Now the lineup turns over for Aaron Barbosa, who is 1 for 3 and has the lone RBI for the Blue Sox this game. Blue Sox have had plenty of opportunities, but they have stranded a bunch of runners tonight. As he takes strike 1, 0-1. Sullivan about to throw his 80th pitch. And it catches the outside corner, strike 2. Barbosa and his speed looking to get on base. Represent the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th. pitch. Swing and a miss and a pitch in the turf. Great curveball once again by Sullivan. 2 down as Corliss throws on to Chasen to complete the strikeout. So that'll bring up Josue Feliciano, who's 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch to the veteran. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1. Sway able to hold off there. That curveball has not lost a step throughout this outing tonight for Sullivan. Pitch misses high, 2-0. Left fielder Lanzilli way off the line as Sway chops this one to third, fielded by Samko, fires onto first in time. The side is retired. Watertown has a chance to walk it off here. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is still the Blue Sox 1 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. DeFranco out there for his 3rd inning of work, as he will face Jordan Palazzola, Kevin Kelly, and Kyle Levine, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Palazzola is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And once again, the left fielder, Barboza, playing very deep in left field for the right-handed hitting Palazzola. DeFranco comes set, and the pitch misses outside for ball 1. Just looking at Sullivan's pitch count, he's thrown an average of 12 pitches an inning, 84 pitches through 7, as that is on the inside corner. Strike 1 to even the count. There's action behind DeFranco in the bullpen. As that's reached for and fouled over the screen and out of play to make it 1-2. Sway and Russo are guarding the lines at first and third respectively. As this is grounded to second, Rojas has it, fires on to first, 1 down. So that'll bring up Kevin Kelly, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. And with Kelly on, the corner infielders are going to come in a little bit, and that misses 1-0. Now, Sway is backed up behind the first base bag. Now he comes in again, bluffing. And this is grounded to third. Russo has it. Fires on to first, 2 down. Russo positioned perfectly for that one. Lineup turns over for Kyle Levine. Told you about the sudden drop-off in his batting average this season and last season from previous years, but his on-base percentage is still very good. So he can create runs by himself. He just has to get on base. And he lines this one down the left field line. What did I tell you? That's going to get into the corner for a base hit. Barboza picks it up, fires it back into the infield, and it's a 2-out double for Kyle Levine. The winning run is in scoring position. For Levine, that is his first extra base hit of the season. Rick DeAngelis coming out to the mound to have a word with DeFranco and Wojtek. Yeah, see, that's the thing. When you're facing a hitter who's good at drawing walks but is only hitting 143, why wouldn't you challenge him with the first pitch? But Levine laced it the other way down the left field line, and now he is in scoring position as the winning run. And Casey Santos Ocampo can drive him in and send the Watertown fans home happy. 0 for 3 thus far. DeFranco comes set. The pitch, runner does not go, and it misses low, ball 1. I think it's imperative you get Santos Ocampo here, because even if you let him on and don't allow Levine to score, you got Will Brennan in the on-deck circle. The pitch misses inside, 2-0. Watertown looking to get its league-high 7th win here tonight. Blue Sox looking to stay above 500. A loss would put them to exactly 500. The pitch. Santos Ocampo looked to bunt his way on, pulled back, and it's in the turf, 3-0. Brennan on deck, 3-0 the count. The pitch, runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down to third, and they got him! What a throw by Wojtek! Taken all the way at the right-handed batter up, shielding Levine, and they still got the speedster at third. The side is retired. We've got bonus baseball. After 7, Blue Sox 1, Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. Bonus baseball. Blue Sox and Reds going to the top of the 8th. With Bill Sullivan still out there, and why not? Only throwing 84 pitches through the first 7. Average of 12 pitches an inning. It's hearing Rick D'Angelo's telling his guys, drive the ball, stay back on him. You know, when you got a pitcher's best pitch is a slow curveball, you got to stay back on him and crush him. So here's Ross Curley to lead things off in the top of the 8th, to be followed by Julian Alvarez and Taylor Ferguson. Ross is 1 for 3 thus far. Sullivan has scattered 7 hits through the first 7, allowed just 1 run, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. The shift is on for Ross, and the pitch is down and away for ball 1. Second baseman Kelly directly behind the second base bag. Shortstop Brennan and third baseman Samko a few feet apart from each other, as that is fouled over the screen to make it 1-1. You know, even if Ross were to hit it to the left side, there is still a considerable gap between the shortstop and the second baseman, despite the shift. Sullivan winds and delivers, and that's fouled off. In front of that one, again, still unable to measure the slow curveball of these Blue Sox hitters. Haven't been many drives this game. The hardest hit ball for a base hit was probably Levine's double last inning. This is fouled off. Two and two. First batter of the top of the 8th. Sullivan winds and delivers. This is skied into right field, and this is going to be caught by the right fielder Santos Ocampo for out number 1. Hung up a little too long there. So here's Alvarez, hit by a pitch his first time up, and since 0 for 2. The pitch, upstairs, ball 1. Alvarez and then Ferguson if anybody gets on Dorian. Big gap in left center for Alvarez. He will take ball 2. Next offering from Sullivan. That's on the outside corner, 2-1. Alvarez with the high stirrups, standing deep in the batter's box. The 2-1. Foul tipped into the mitt of Corliss. 2-2. Sullivan just now over the 90 pitch mark. 92 to be exact. Looking to go 5-0 in his career against the Blue Sox. Hasn't had a loss, hasn't even had a no decision against the Blue Sox. That's fouled away. Remains 2-2. 2-2, 1 out. Top of the 8th. The pitch. Grounded down the third baseline and foul. One run, 7 hits, no errors for the Blue Sox. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Reds. Sullivan shaking off a couple signs from Corliss. Gets one he likes. And the pitch. Chop to the first baseman. Chasen spears it out of the air. Steps on the first base bag. 2 down. Now, in games past, we've had the issue with like the park closing at 10 and the town shutting the lights, potentially threatening to shut the lights off on us. It's 9:52 right now. Here's Taylor Ferguson. Takes all the way for strike 1. In the bottom of the 8th, the Reds will have Santos, Ocampo, Brennan, and Chasen do up the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. And Ferguson was unable to stay back on that one. Came up empty. 0-2. It was a home run cut, certainly, but waved at thin air. Sullivan winds and delivers. Fastball up and away. 1-2. It's one thing to speed up a batter's bat. It's another thing to slow down a batter's bat. You know, you throw a fastball in that location after a curveball, and you're probably going to get a real late swing. The 1-2. Broken back grounder to short. It's a slow one. Brennan has it. Fires on to first. And a good stretch and pick by Chasen gets the out to end the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still, Blue Sox 1, Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want local sports productions to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Video broadcasts also available. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email... actually, that's the wrong promo. Excuse me. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball on LSP continues Saturday at 5:40 p.m. when the Blue Sox host the Wakefield Merchants as part of the annual Jerry DeAngelis Day of Interstate League Day of Baseball. Listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live. Then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube. Jeff Blout takes over the pitching duties here in the bottom of the 8th. as it is now 1-1 to Casey Santos Ocampo, 0 for 3, and was at bat when Kyle Levine got caught stealing at third. Blout with the 1-1. Fouled off 1-2. Blout is getting his first action of the season for the Blue Sox. As this is grounded to the right side, Dorian fields it, flips on to Sway, 1 down. Blout is in his third season with the Blue Sox, and his career is 2-0 with a .764 ERA in 18 and 2 saves in 18 1/3 innings. He's allowed 13 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and struck out 19. Last season had 1 appearance against the Watertown Reds, as that is strike 1 to Will Brennan. And went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. This is speared by Blout as he rainbows it back to Feliciano at first for out number 2. A hotshot comebacker, and it had made a beeline for Blout's glove. He didn't have to move at all to stab it. It's just where it landed after he followed through with his delivery. So 2 down, that'll bring up Dan Chasen, who's 1 for 3 with a strikeout. As we are in the bottom of the 8th. And Mrs. Wojcik, if you're talking about the sprinkler incident from a couple years ago in the ICL Championship Series, that was at Morelli, not Victory Field. We don't need sprinklers here because it's an all-turf field, as that's strike 1 to Chasen. Blout delivers upstairs, 1-1. Misses down and away, 2-1 to the power-hitting Chasen. Blue Sox will have Rojas, Russo, and Costello due up in the top of the 9th if Blout can get them there. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and away, 2-2. Blue Sox have had plenty of opportunities to take the lead. They stranded 2 runners in scoring position in both the 5th and 6th innings. Popped up a mile high. Is this going to stay in play? Russo in foul territory makes the catch. And the side is retired. 1 inning to go. It is still the Blue Sox 1 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on Local Sports Productions. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email Sam at localsportsproductions.com for more information. Bill Sullivan will look to go the distance here. All 9 innings. Try and keep it tied to guarantee Watertown a point going into the bottom of the ninth. Dorian Rojas, Thomas Russo, and Jeff Costello. This has been the action part of the lineup, the 6 through 8 hitters tonight. Rojas 1 for 3 with a double. And he takes inside ball 1. One light tower has been shut off, but it's after 10 o'clock and we are still going, so that's good. And now Dorian calls time. Sullivan is officially at the 100 pitch mark, 69 strikes. Breaking ball drops in there for strike 1 to even the count. Next offering. That's a strike as well, 1 and 2. Dorian doesn't like the call. This is the third different jersey number Dorian has worn with the Blue Sox. Wore 29 his first year, 2 last year, wears 5 this year. And Rojas watches that one bounce at the plate, and that evens the count at 2. You know, if you're going to get to Sullivan, now is probably going to be the time because of the pitch count, and you've seen him enough. You've seen that breaking ball enough. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Sullivan picks up his 8th strikeout, and there's 1 down. Now remember, in the Intercity League, if it's tied after 9, it's a tie in the standings. Each team gets 1 point. Here's Russo, who is 2 for 3 and scored what is thus far the Blue Sox only run. Takes low, ball 1. Russo and then Costello. And if anybody gets on, Alex Wojtek. Left fielder Lanzilli playing relatively shallow. As this is into left center field, and this is going to get down for a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Russo is on his way to third. He's thinking about 3, but he will hold there with a double, his 3rd double of the season, and his 2nd of the game. And the go-ahead run is in scoring position for the Blue Sox. Third double of the season, 2nd of the game after no doubles at all last year. So, Jeff Costello, who was leading the team in hitting at 400 coming into this game, 1 for 3 tonight, has a stolen base as well. And the corner infielders are going to come in. Middle infielders playing back. And now Sullivan steps off the rubber. Steps back on. Looks at second. The pitch. Chopper down the third baseline. Foul. Strike 1. It's been Sullivan all the way on the mound for the Blue Sox, for the Reds rather. For the Blue Sox, it was Filipowicz for 4, DeFranco for 3, and Blout has thrown 1 inning, and it looks like he's going to go out for the last inning as well. And time called by Costello, one of 4 former Lexington High School shortstops on the Blue Sox roster. Sullivan comes set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. There's that curveball again, and it's 0-2. Russo at second. The 0-2 pitch. Popped up on the infield. Kelly into shallow right makes the catch. 2 down. And now we'll see if one Holy Cross teammate can drive in another. Wojtek 0 for 1 after coming in defensively in the 6th. You know what they say, trade places. That's what Wojtek wants to think here. .110th pitch upcoming for Sullivan. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Well, the Blue Sox strand another runner in scoring position. Wojtek certainly hopes not. Russo still there after the 1-out double. The pitch, foul tipped into the mitt, strike 2. Sullivan can get Wojtek. Watertown will guarantee themselves a point. They'll have a chance to win it again in the bottom of the 9th with Lanzilli, Samko, and Corliss due up. Oh, and 2 the count to Wojtek. The pitch, upstairs with a fastball, 1-2. That's what he's done a lot tonight when he's gotten ahead 0-2, you know, with those slow breaking balls. Tries to get better to chase a fastball up and or away. Well, the Blue Sox have done a good job of laying off those. 1-2. And Wojtek calls time. Aaron Barboza on deck. The pitch from Sullivan. Fouled straight back into the screen. There's a lot of room down the left field line for the right-handed hitting Wojtek. Outfielders are relatively pretty bunched in. Down and in. 2-2. Two and two, 2 out, runner at second. Sullivan comes set. And the pitch. Way outside, and that's going to allow Russo to get to third as it pops out of the mitt of Corliss for a wild pitch. Bounce off the mitt, of course, for a wild pitch. That was definitely not a pass ball, so the winning run, not the winning run, excuse me, the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. Full count. And Aaron Barboza, who's 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, is on deck. Corliss out to have a word with Sullivan. So if you hit one on the ground, Wojtek's got to hit him with the breaking ball again. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Watertown has guaranteed themselves a point. Can they get 2? It is still the Blue Sox 1 and the Reds hustle big time. Sullivan comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Video broadcasts also available. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. And the teams are coming off the... Are we ending the game? Oh, all right. Well, So our fear of the lights shutting off is about to come true because the teams have come off the field, and it looks like this game is going to end in a tie before the Reds get a chance to bat in the bottom of the ninth. So I guess it's the best outcome the Blue Sox could have hoped for in that regard, but they left a lot of runners in scoring position, and they could have come away with this one, but unfortunately they will have to settle for a 1-1 tie. So ties each to Bill Sullivan and Ryan Filipowicz, and that's going to do it. So with the ties, the Reds go to 6-3-1, 13 points, and the Blue Sox go to 4-3-1, 9 points. So with that said, this has been a presentation of the Lexington Blue Sox in association with Local Sports Production serving Greater Boston student-athletes. Copyright 2017, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Lexington Blue Sox or Local Sports Productions is strictly prohibited. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball and LSP continues Saturday afternoon at 5:40 p.m. when the Blue Sox host the Wakefield Merchants as part of the annual Jerry DeAngelis Intercity League Day of Baseball. Listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube. And be sure to follow LSP on Facebook.com/localsportsproductions, Twitter at LSP37, and give a subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from Victory Field in Watertown, Mass. It's the Lexington Blue Sox 1 and the Watertown Reds 1. My name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in.